Unit 3, Critical and Creative Thinking, Part 2, Of Truth by Bacon, Bacon. "What is truth?" said jesting Pilate, and would not stay for an answer. "Certainly there be that delight in giddiness, and count it a bondage to fix a belief, affecting free will in thinking as well as in acting. And though the sets of philosophies of that kind be gone, yet there remain certain discoursing wits, which are of the same veins, though there may not be so much blood in them, as was in those of the ancients. But it is not only the difficulty and labor which men take in finding out of truth, nor again that when it is found, it imposeth upon men's thoughts that doth bring lies in favor, but a natural though corruptive love of the lie itself. One of the later school of the Grecians examineth the matter and is at a stand to think what should be in it, that men should love lies, when neither they make for pleasure as with poets, nor for advantage as with the merchant, but for the lie's sake. But I cannot tell the same truth is naked, and open daylight that doth not show the masks and mummeries and triumph of the world, half so stately and daintily as candlelights. Truth may perhaps come to the price of a pearl that showeth best by day, but it will not rise to the price of a diamond or carbuncle that showeth best in varied lights. A mixture of lie doth ever add pleasure. Doth any man doubt that if there were taken out of men's minds vain opinions, flattering hopes, false valuations, imaginations, as one would, and the like, but it would leave the minds of a number of men poor, shrunken things, full of melancholy and indisposition, and unpleasing themselves. One of the fathers in great severity called posse vinum demonium because it fired the imagination, and yet it is but with the shadow of a lie. But it is not the lie that passeth through the mind, but the lie that sinketh in and settleth in it, the doth the hurt, such as we spake before. But however, these things are thus in men's depraved judgments and affections. Yet truth, which only doth judge itself, teacheth that the inquiry of truth, which is the love making or wooing of it, the knowledge of truth, which is the presence of it, and the belief of truth, which is the enjoying of it, is the sovereign good of human nature. The first creature of God in the works of the days was the light of the sense. The last was the light of reason. And his Sabbath would ever since is the illumination of his spirit. First, he breathed light upon the face of the matter or chaos. Then he breathed light into the face of man. And still, he breathed an inspired light into the face of his chosen. The poet that beautified the sect that was otherwise inferior to the rest saith yet excellently well, "It is a pleasure to stand upon the shore and to see the ships tossed upon the sea, a pleasure to stand in the window of a castle and to see a battle, and the adventures thereof below. But no pleasure is comparable to standing upon the vantage ground of truth, hill not to be commanded, and where the air is always clear and serene, and to see the errors, the wandering, the mist, the tempest in the vale below. So always that this prospect be with pity, and not with swelling or pride. Certainly, it is heaven upon earth to have a man's mind move in charity, rest in province, and turn upon poles of truth. To pass from theological and philosophical truth, the truth to the truth of civil business, it will be acknowledged even by those that practice it not. That clear and round dealing is the honor of man's nature. The mixture of falsehood is like alloy in coin of gold and silver, which may make the metal work better, but embest for the winding and crooked courses are going of the serpent, which goeth bestly upon the belly and not upon the feet. There is no vice that doth so cover a man with shame, as to be found false and perfidious. And therefore Montaigne saith prettily, when he inquired the reason why the word of lie should be such a disgrace and such an odious charge, saith he, if it be well weighed to say that a man lieth as is as much to say as he is brave towards God and coward towards men. For lie faces God and shrinks from man. Surely the wickedness of falsehood and breach of faith cannot possibly be so highly expressed as in that it shall be the last peal. To call the judgments of God upon the generations of men, to be foretold that when Christ cometh, he shall not find faith upon earth. About the writer. Sir Francis Bacon was an English lawyer, statesman, essayist, historian, intellectual reformer, philosopher, and champion of modern science. He is considered as one of the fathers of modern science. He proposed a great reformation of all processes of knowledge for the advancement of thinking, a divine work and human. Bacon's essays encompass topics like personal wisdom, connections to other people, work, and moral quandaries. It seems as if Bacon has created a guidebook to explain to his readers how to examine different parts of their lives and find better ways to understand them. Bacon has contributed greatly to the development of English prose. He showed that English was capable of clear expression like Latin and Greek. His essays set an example with short, crisp sentences, unlike the long sentences common at the time.